It's Thursday, June 15th, 2023, or in my world, 59 days until the New Hope Auto Show in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Today I'm going to take you through further preparation on the rear seat area for the leather being re-dyed to its factory original color, as well as another side project, getting the gas flap area detailed in time for a Concours. All right, in this still shot, before I start the video, you see that I'm opening this can. That is citrus degreaser. And yesterday, as I was preparing, I forgot about this step in preparation for the dye. It's made by the same manufacturer, and their instructions are one day before you put the dye on, you need to mix this concentrate with in a 1-to-1 ratio with hot water. So just in front of my belly there is a container holding just enough water, and then I'm going to pour the solution in. They only recommend mixing the solution the day you're going to use it. Well, here I am just opening that Color Plus, pouring an equal amount in, and as I sit here making this, watching this, I can still smell it on my hands. Think of swallowing an orange peel, and that's what I'm smelling right now. But you kind of get a flavor for the lighting in this shot is pretty good to show you how worn the top of the rear console is, as well as the difference. Now, here I am in the basement using that same solution to get the seats that have been sitting down there literally for about 6 months. And then finally, let me show you this. This is, since I was down in the basement, I went ahead and picked this up, and this is the rear cover that I dyed over the winter. The biggest frustration with this vinyl cover is that it still stays wrinkled even though I've dyed it. So I'm hoping putting it in the sun would take care of that, but it didn't. But anyway, without further ado, I wanted to show it and put it back in the car here. I'm putting in the attachment points. You can see it's a nice match for the rear cargo trim that I still have to button up a little bit, but between that and the new carpet that I bought close to 2 years ago, yeah, that looks really good and is a nice upgrade from what you typically see. So unfortunately, I forgot about that extra step with the citrus degreaser. They recommend letting that dry for 24 hours. So knowing they had to sit it for another day until before I can dye those parts, I tried to figure out a quick project that I could do in this afternoon and keep the momentum going. One of the areas in a Concours that judges will look at is the gas flap area. You need to keep everything's in the details. So this is often overlooked and people lose points. So I knew I had to do some things, and I'll take you through exactly what I did today to detail them. But as is always the case with this car, it's one step forward, two back, and I'll show you why. So here is the before shot of the gas cap, the gas flap area. You can see it's typically what you find is a very dirty area. The gas cap I actually bought, it's an expensive part if you want to get the OEM part. It's $143, and the sticker says it all on why it's $143. On the left side there, it has a moth nest or something on it, and there's actually duct tape holding it in. This whole area needed to be polished, and the only way to get behind the gas door is to unscrew it. I'll get into that in a minute, but then you can kind of see the outline around the gas cap of the just aged behind use gas seal area. There's a rubber bellow that goes in there that is designed with a drainage cap, and I'll show that in a minute. But basically that, if any fuel spills out, it's designed to take it out on the backside underneath the quarter panel and drain out. Sorry for the flickering, but the bottom screw came out, not a problem. And unfortunately, the top one just would not release. I tried a variety of things. First couple screwdrivers, even a socket, even vice grips didn't do the trick. You know how vice grips can be. And trying to get pliers on it, it's like, this is not going to work. So it's a fairly straightforward screw. You can see me burning it out. I tried to use some easy outs to get it out, but it just ultimately what I ended up doing was drilling the damn thing out. And drilling it to the point that I could break the head. Here I am, right here. I think it's going to pop. Sure enough, it popped, and now it's out. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So there's some sort of pad that goes underneath the door there. You can see that's dry rotted. So there's, in addition, I had to remove that to get behind it and get rid of the dirt. So hopefully I can find these pieces. I'm hoping they're not on titanium, but you can see they're dry rotted. I did try to take a stab at getting what's left of that screw out, but I'm going to have to work on that a little bit more, but I won't bother you with it. We've all been there. All right. Next up is this old rubber seal. So you can see what's left of the original one. I'm assuming that's original. It's probably 40 years old. And what the actual part should look like. Now, I bought this a couple of years ago from 928S, and I actually have some other pieces. I need to find them. But anyway, I used a cleaning wax to clean the back area here. That orange stuff that you see is actually factory Cosmoline. And in the lower right, there's actually a rust spot. So I had to address that. But first I cleaned everything up as best I could. And then I took out this rubber stop. You can see it in my left hand there, but it was being held in with what's a hodgepodge of duct tape and whatnot. And then there was this stop. So it's very tough to see, but that at some point was, I don't know, ripped out. All I can think of is that somebody didn't know what they were doing and ripped out the holder for this. This isn't the gas cap is the locking mechanism, not the flap. So I'm a little taken back why that was ripped in the way it is. So unfortunately, that story's lost with the previous owners. I don't know. So I'm going to have to come up with something there to make that look a little bit better. Anyway, just kept moving on, cleaning up the area, getting rid of 40 years of grease behind that flap. Now you see me, I need to take the gas cap off in order to squeeze this in. It's one of those projects you just need to work it slowly around the gas filler tube and work its way into there. Luckily, I didn't have to drop the gas tank to do this. That's the main point here. So I bought this gas cap, I think about 2 years ago, shortly after I bought the car, because there was no gas cap on it. You saw I took the Made in Germany sticker off, and of course, it left some adhesive on the gas cap. I'm just taking an alcohol swab pad and rubbing off the residual label on there. So with that cleaned up, I've got some engineering to do to figure out what to do for this flap, as well as I've got to source these parts to put the door back on. I've cleaned the door. I need to get one screw. I've got to remove this screw and that backing plate. Hopefully these pieces are still available. I need to engineer something for this, and that'll be a future issue. But that's the progress for Thursday, June 15th. So my plan for Friday is, with the rear seats all cleaned up, degreased, combined with the rear console, my goal is to actually airbrush the die onto those pieces. I hope you enjoyed this short video. If you did, please press the like button. And most importantly, if you haven't done so, I appreciate you subscribing. We're at nearly 1,400 subscribers, and I appreciate every one of you taking the time to subscribe. So have a great day, and we'll see you soon.